Okay. Come on. Come on, girl. Pickle, come on. I watched a video. I won't say what it is. That way I don't want anyone to think I'm criticizing the guy. Because I'm not. I'm not criticizing the guy's message. I watched a video on a podcast of a guy that's basically moved to a new state, left the state he was in, moved to a new state, and is going to build a town, a little town for like-minded people. And I don't know if I think he said he was a pastor or not. He maybe not. But he was going to build this little town kind of around a church. And yeah, the town was to be based off like Christian values. I said, I'm not knocking this. It's a nice idea. But if you are, well, whether you're Christian or not, question you have to ask yourself, and I think Christianity has become very popular as of late. And there's certain questions that aren't being asked. If you're a Christian, or maybe not, and you're thinking about going to a new town because they're going to base this town around a church or around Christian ideology or just got traditional beliefs, whatever the case is, you got to ask yourself, what church? What church is this? What Christian values are we talking about? Because I think people have oversimplified it, where it's this idea, oh, they all vote Republican and they're anti-abortion and all this kind of stuff. But if you're going to base it off of a church, your community off a church, or Christian values, you need to ask yourself, which Christian values? Which written statements are you taking these values from to set up as your standard? Is it a Catholic system? Protestant? Baptist? Mormon? See, it's a nice idea, but you got to get down to the details because it matters. Is this is the church something you're taking seriously, or just a building in the middle of town? Are they going to, what's their doctrines? Once saved, always saved, wet baptism, dry baptism, child baptism? Where is Jesus sitting currently? What's the homeland? What is God after? Is he after a piece of dirt in the Middle East or something in your chest? These are all questions you got to ask. Is this a Calvinist church? Is this a EV free? What saved? What do you got going on? Because it's really important. Just they said, well, it's a Christian town. Well, that's great. Probably safer. There's probably no funny gender business going on or whatever. That's all good. But when I have to get down to the brass tacks and I have to try to do what this Bible is saying, am I going to be in agreement with this Christian values they're promoting in this community? Because like I said, a lot of people don't know that much about the faith, the doctrines, the differences, the schisms, the characteristics of one Christian sect compared to another one. Because most people think, what's just Christians? No, man. 400 or 500 denominations, they ain't all the same. Joel Osteen's a Christian. Piper's a Christian. Vastly different. So you have to ask yourself, if someone's going to start a community, I said, I'm not knocking the idea, not critical of that, but if someone says, hey, we're going to start a community, it's going to be based around the church and off of Christian values, Christian principles. Which ones? Which flavor? I'm just curious, because if you tell me it's let's see if it's Calvinist or Catholic or Mormon or EV free, I can't participate in any of those. That ain't the Christianity I subscribe to, because of doctrinal differences The way we interpret the Bible is vastly different. Not the same thing. Different result and all that. So, you could be somebody, maybe you're not even a believer. Well, I'm going to go to town based off Christian ethics because it'll just be safer. I don't have to go to the church. I just think it'll be cleaner. Okay, cool. That could be a marketable opinion. That would make sense. Yeah, maybe less graffiti and all this kind of thing, whatever. But if you're actually going to go to the church, you need to know I'll give you a great example. I got a friend who's been in the Bible longer than me. Matter of fact, he does missionary work in the prisons, or in the jails. The past 5 years, he's going through a radius around his home, around his town, looking for a church that he could participate in. He'll go to church for several weeks, Sunday after Sunday after Sunday, and basically interview the preacher. Hey, what do you teach in your Sunday school, this and that? He goes to a lot of churches. He hasn't found one yet. Now you say, well, what's his problem? Well, he doesn't agree with them. That's something you learn as you get into this thing. This may not be a group I agree with. Now, there are a lot of Christians that don't care about that stuff. I just go to this one because it's convenient. It's right down the street. They got clean parking lot and all that. Okay, great. Fine, if that's the draw for you. Kind of thing. So the point I'm bringing up is if someone's selling you an idea, hey, we're going to go for Christian values. Because we're going to support Christian values. Which ones? If you're going to even create a church, okay, great. Let's see are you really promoting Christian values? Is that the case? So I'm not trying to rain on this guy's parade, but people will look at this as, oh, this is great, great idea, which it is. But when you get deeper in it, you find out, okay, there's different groups here. I'm not going to be aligned with all these. I have to find the group that I'm aligned with or whatever. So if you're going into a situation like that, you'd have to do some real research. Hey, what Christian group are you? I mean, I won't bring that. That would be crude. I was going to bring up Jim Jones. But you got to find out who what these people believe, because you may find out you're not aligned with them, and then maybe that's a community that you can't participate in. Nothing wrong with that. Just you're going to be selective. So yeah, that's not for me. That's not the group that I align with. I just think it's interesting that it's getting so popular now, this Christian idea, that they just say Christian, and that means one thing, when actually it means a multitude of things. That's why it's really hard. I'm really reluctant to tell people, hey, are you a Christian? And I go, yeah, but. And then I explain a few things, because I don't want to get lumped into this group that I do not align with. See? 8 minutes, I better shut up. Anyhow, hopefully you get my point. It's a nice idea, Christian community, but which Christians? Which Christians are you? That's important to know. And it's not a criticism. If you're going to look at something, you need to know, what Christians are they? What do they believe? Love you, God bless.